Hi, everybody out there in Tumblr land. I'm arseniccupcakes.
And I'm el-disturbo.
And we're making this because I got an anonymous message probably a week ago now. Somebody was asking what our love story was. It wasn't that I was ignoring you, Anon. I just thought this might be really cute for us, kind of tell you. And we had to wait because somebody wanted to wait until he got a haircut.
So I look nice for Tumblr.
He's vain. He's vainer. He spends more time on his hair than me. But,
That's a lie and you know it.
It's not!
Spend equal time.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
But, so we figured we would make this video and tell you guys how we got together.
Yeah.
So, we met over a year and a half ago now, because our year and a half anniversary is like 2 weeks from now.
Yes.
But, we were both working at a haunted house in Chicago. It's called the Fear at Navy Pier. If it ends up happening again next year, you guys should come, but it didn't happen last year, so...
It's probably never going to come back.
Probably not. But if it is, I will be there, so you should go. But the zombie army owes me money for that.
Yeah, right.
But, and we were both working it, and I remember... I actually saw him before he saw me on the day that all the applications were going in. Because I was there, I kind of stayed with a girlfriend of mine. I worked it the year before. And we were helping out with the applications because there were a ton of people. And I'm sitting there kind of putting applications in a box. And I didn't even see all of him. I just saw, like, that.
Mm-hmm.
I saw his pompadour, like, sticking up out of a bunch of people. And I thought, wow, that guy looks really cute. Too bad he probably won't get hired.
What she didn't know is that I have previous haunted house experience of 2 years. I worked in a haunted house 3 years before that. It was my first haunted house at a bar. Kind of turned out really crappy at the end. And then the year before that, I worked at a haunted house that was run by Joe Jensen, who is famous for running Hell House down in southern Illinois, if anyone's familiar with that. I'm actually good friends with his nephew, which is how I got in there. That same nephew, Jared, was actually there with me on the audition day. Same with my friend Scott Palmer, who eventually started working there too. A couple other people were there, but they didn't get in. The first time I saw Cheyenne, arseniccupcakes.
You can say Cheyenne. They know what my name is.
Okay, the first time I saw Cheyenne, she had this crazy, like, pinkish, blondish hair.
Oh, God.
I thought it looked really nice.
It was a failed attempt at lavender.
And, she had, like, the big page bangs, like she always does. And she was wearing a long-sleeve black shirt that looked like a biker shirt, like had like decals of the zippers and the buttons on it. She had a little Betty Page heart necklace, and she just had this big smile on her face, and she was laughing. And I was like, "Wow, that's like everything I want in a girl, right there." Too bad I'm dating someone right now. I was in a horrible, horrible relationship with this monster of a girl. It started out nice less than a year before that. And then I progressively realized that she was crazy. And I was afraid to break up with her because she might kill herself. And sure enough, I finally did break up with her during the haunted house run. And she did try and kill herself several times.
Yeah, she's our favorite person.
Oh, she's the best. Yeah. But anyways, towards the end, after I broke up with said monster, I was at a party with Cheyenne here. It was a mutual friend of ours, and we were watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I was a little inebriated on substances of various kinds. No, just two. And we started getting closer and closer and cuddling up on the floor watching the movie. And I was like, hey, I like this. I like this a lot. And, in the last few days of the haunted house, we were all cuddly and, keeping each other. I was keeping her warm because... I'm a giant of a man, and I was wearing a big leather coat. And
I was in a nightgown.
Yeah.
So...
And lots of fake blood, which isn't very warming. And, there were nights where I just wrapped her in my coat, and then the last night, I gave her a kiss on the forehead, and I said we should hang out.
And I figured, he said we should hang out, but he's never, that's never gonna happen. About 2 days after the house was officially over, I get a message from him, we should really hang out, do you want to come over, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, oh, he actually was serious. How about that? And, I fell off the bed.
We're on the bed.
Yes. In my room, if you couldn't guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know this totally looks like your room.
Oh, so serious.
But, and a couple days after, it was like maybe the weekend after that, you came over for the first time. I don't remember the day.
Yeah, no, but
But
it wasn't much longer after.
But yeah, and you came over and we watched a bunch of movies, but mostly we just were kind of cuddling and kissing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he leaves and I'm sitting there thinking, Cheyenne, what are you doing? He's, you know, older than you normally should date. He just got out of a relationship, so he's not going to be looking for what you're going to be looking for because, you know, I was at a point, I had done well, not the hookup thing, but I had been with a guy who was kind of crappy to me, and like I wanted a boyfriend if I was gonna do anything, and I was like, he just got out of a relationship from hell. I would want to be single forever after that. So I you know, I understood it, and we talked about it. It was very like, you know, you told me that you weren't really ready for a relationship, and I was like, well, that's, you know, it made sense to me, but it was like I couldn't stop hanging out with him. We, you know, just hung out and watched movies together and, you know, that kind of stuff for a couple of weeks. Was it like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Well, I mean, the thing, at least with me, with relationships, they always start so fast. So fast. Like, no matter if they're the good ones or the bad ones or anyone's, just like everything happens like that. For this being 2 weeks was actually me taking my time for once, if you can believe that. So, like, you know, I was dedicated this time.
And we wouldn't even have, I don't know if we would have ended up getting together as soon as we officially did, you know, under normal circumstances, but a friend of his was shooting a film web series thing, and they needed extras because there was a party scene, and he was like, come over and we'll feed you pizza and whatever. And he asked me, do you want to go? And I was like, sure, I want to go. And for the future, for everybody who doesn't know, being an extra is boring. You sit around for several hours.
Eat snacks.
Yeah, I think we ate half a bowl of chips even though we weren't supposed to.
Talk with other extras when you're not supposed to. You know,
oh, yeah.
If film people had it their way, you just sit there on off mode until they needed you again. But we're people.
It's not how humans work.
So we went back to my place afterwards, and we were both exhausted because we had to get up early. So we kind of napped in the same bed.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember it was really kind of sweet because I was worried, like, oh, is he going to try and take advantage of me? Ooh, what am I going to do? And he just curled up next to me and went to sleep. And I was like, well, this works.
Mm-hmm.
This works. And then that day we kind of were like, so I think we're together now. It was very unceremonious. It wasn't
it just
like...
felt right.
It did.
You know, I was enjoying spending time with her.
Yeah.
And I still enjoy spending time with her, which is why we're still together a year and a half since then. So I love you, Shane.
I love you too, Steve.
And that's it.
Bye.